much. So I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened. He punched me. I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there. My fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, I literally wanted to die in that ring. Because in my head, I was thinking, if he punches me, maybe I won't wake up. It actually took a very tough beating to get me out of the sport.
By Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he beat the hell out of me. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then I would be ready to hit him, and he would be wide open, and I couldn't pull the trigger.
I wouldn't have loved to fight Pacquiao again because he kicked my ass. Sorry. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
You know what? So you had enough of Pacquiao, is what you're saying?
Oh, trust me.
Oscar De La Hoya has fought legends, shared the ring with icons, and lived through boxing nights that most fighters could only dream about. But out of all the wars, all the bright lights, and all the massive moments, one night stills seems to haunt him more than the rest. It wasn't just a loss, it was something far more unsettling. For years, fans looked at his defeat to Manny Pacquiao and called it a simple case of an older star running into a faster, younger force. But Oscar's later reflections painted a much darker picture. According to him, that night in Las Vegas was not just difficult, it was terrifying. And the deeper he opened up about it, the clearer it became.
To this day, the conversation I had with Oscar when I first told him, hey, you should fight Pacquiao. Oscar laughed. He's too little. He's too little, that guy. There is a difference of almost 20 pounds. People want to see that fight. People are excited. He's the guy that's coming up. He's fast, Oscar, but eventually your size is going to break him down. Something was not right. I could see it in his eyes. He's not even throwing punches. What is he doing?
Pacquiao snakes his left hand through De La Hoya's guard.
I was like, fuck. He had no legs, he had no pop, he had no punch.
Pacquiao is making De La Hoya look old, slow, ineffectual. De La Hoya has 0 answers.
I was scared. And I said, you know what? The spark's not there. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
Back in 2008, the matchup itself felt strange from the beginning. Manny Pacquiao had started his career at a tiny weight compared to De La Hoya, and many people believed Oscar's natural size, reach, and physical presence would be too much. On paper, the fight seemed to favor the bigger man, but boxing has never been won. On paper, the moment the action began, something felt off. Oscar didn't look like the stronger fighter. He didn't look like the naturally bigger man imposing himself. He looked uncomfortable, out of rhythm, and alarmingly vulnerable. Very quickly, what was supposed to be a showcase started turning into a survival story.
Kind of like deflated the balloon. I felt like, wow, like here I am on top of the world, beating Pernell Whitaker, beating Julio Cesar Chavez, beating Hector Macho Camacho, beating Sugar Shane Mosley, beating all these fighters, okay? Having amazing fights in their prime and creating some amazing events. And then my last fight, I'm like a shell of myself. And Manny Pacquiao beats me, and he's the next champion. It felt I felt humiliated.
Did you know what was slowing down? Joe Louis told me once that he saw the opening.
Oh, yes.
Just didn't get there.
Exactly. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then I would be ready to hit him, and he would be wide open, and I couldn't pull the trigger. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
A huge part of that story appears to have started in training camp. Oscar pushed his body hard to make the weight, and in the process, he may have drained himself far more than people realized at the time. Cutting down from a much heavier frame to reach the required number is one thing. Cutting so far that your strength, sharpness, and resistance disappear is another. By the time Oscar arrived at the scale, many later believed he had taken too much out of himself. He wasn't just lighter, he looked depleted, and once that happens in boxing, the danger multiplies. You're not entering the ring with your full body, you're entering with a version of yourself that may already be compromised before the
What was going through your mind at that time, Oscar?
Well, what happened in that fight, I mean, I was a zombie. I was drained. I think I had fought Bernard Hopkins at 160.
60.
And then I said, let me dare to be great again and fight this young kid who they're talking about at 147. I literally weighed in 144 for that fight. And I was a skeleton. It was too much. So I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened. He punched me. I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there. My fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, if you watch my documentary that came out on HBO called The Golden Boy, it explains to you what I was thinking, what I was feeling. I literally wanted to die in that ring. In the 8th round, everybody was gonna stop it, okay? Or the 7th round. One of those rounds, everybody wanted to stop it, including the referee, the trainer. And I said, no, I want one more. Because in my head, I was thinking, if he punches me, maybe I won't wake up, you know?
Were there some other things going on that you wanted to die in the ring?
Of course. I wanted my whole life to die. The whole life that I was living at the time, you know? Having to go through rehabs, having to go through, you know, all this fame and money and women and this and that. It was just overwhelming. And now I can't perform. Now I don't have the last thing that I love, that I worked so hard for. I don't have it anymore.
Right.
So just end it here in the middle of the ring. Just punch me so I can die.
Right. Wow. So did you underestimate Manny? Did you understand what he was? I think he moved up from 106 to 112 and had blown through everybody. 22, 20, 30, 35, 40, 47. So you didn't underestimate him. You knew what he got Pacman that name for. He got that name for a reason.
Oh yeah, I underestimated him, but it didn't matter. Even if I was a dead man walking. I couldn't.
Why not take the fight at 54?
I don't think they would have done it because he was like you said, he was coming up in weight. It was probably too much at the time. But even at 54, he probably still would have beat me. No shame in my game.
What's the biggest mistake, be it in the boxing ring or in business, that Oscar De La Hoya has made?
Probably inside the ring. I stood in there.
Then came Pacquiao's pace, and that is where the nightmare truly started. Oscar later described Manny as something almost impossible to prepare for. A blur of movement, angles, speed, and non-stop pressure. Pacquiao wasn't just landing punches, he was overwhelming the senses. Every time Oscar tried to settle down, Manny was already somewhere else, firing again, circling again, breaking rhythm again. It was the kind of performance that makes a veteran feel old in real time. By the middle rounds, the visual damage was obvious. Oscar's face was wearing the punishment. His eye was...
How are you dealing with being Manny Pacquiao? You're a global star. You are a national hero.
At the time that I became #1 pound for pound in the world. Yeah.
How are you dealing with it as a personally? Like being that big, how are you dealing with that at that time?
I never, like, the fans, the world, all commerce, like everything like that. I mean, recognition everywhere like that, even in the Philippines, because most of the people in the Philippines don't believe that I'm gonna win the fight, because even in our Congress, some congressman filed a resolution to stop the fight because it might get hurt me. Like
really?
Yeah.
They were afraid for you.
They said that they said that stop the fight because they might get hurt. Me.
They had no idea.
Yeah. It's just like that. It's like that. So after the fight, like the people, like boom, like that, and then that time, like, you know, oh, this is. But I still, you know, thinking to God for everything, like. All that accomplishment is from God.
But man, your life wasn't the same, man. It wasn't the same. Like, you can't go anywhere. whether you're in a field.
What made that performance even scarier is that Manny wasn't just beating Oscar, he was mentally drowning him. There is a moment in certain fights where a boxer stops thinking about winning and starts thinking about surviving the next exchange. That is the zone this fight seemed to enter. Oscar looked trapped, pinned, and increasingly helpless against a fighter who simply never let the pressure fade. And that is why this loss still stands apart. It wasn't merely a defeat on the scorecards. It was one of those nights where a legendary fighter seemed to realize, round by round, that he was facing something he could
There's one fighter that
You wanted to fight, but you weren't able to.
Pacquiao, for sure. 1,000%.
That little Filipino kid.
For sure. And I try to fight Pacquiao.
George's bestie. George's bestie.
Yeah.
Full respect. But
Yeah.
Skinny Hussein knocked him out for 20 seconds, mate. YouTube, Hussein versus Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, for sure. You know, that was a fight that I was chasing for years, since I was 140 pounds. You know, and to see him, you know, fight Broner, Tim Bradley, you know, Keith Thurman and all those.
Chris Algieri.
Fight, yeah. Man, I was
Not disrespect to Chris.
I was like, man, like, what is going on? Like, these guys is not, you know, like, I'm here and he's fighting these guys. I just couldn't understand it, you know. So if there was a guy that, you know, it would be him. And Danny Garcia. That's my boy.
You fought him as amateur, yeah? Yeah, Swift.
We split.
Left hook.
We split 1-1. I think me and Danny would have made for a great fight, you know, being that we knew each other.
And even now, years later, that version of Manny Pacquiao still commands a different kind of respect from elite fighters. Terrence Crawford has spoken with admiration about Pacquiao's style, his strange rhythm, and the way he could make even top-level opponents look unsure of themselves. Shakur Stevenson and others from the modern era also understand what Pacquiao represented at his best: chaos with discipline, speed with power, aggression with intelligence. Manny was never just exciting, he was a technical nightmare disguised as a whirlwind. That's why his people—
How about this one? Floyd Mayweather against Terrence Crawford.
Floyd Mayweather against Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford.
Why? Why?
In both prime.
Both the prime. You think Crawford is? Why do you like Crawford?
He has advantage. He is a southpaw.
Right. By the way, a switch hitter.
I agree. I think
Manny keeps it simple.
I think Bud gets that one for sure.
That's a really good point.
I saw Crawford as a southpaw. He mastered it. Like you know, he know how to handle his advantage. He need to maximize his advantage against Mayweather.
And then how about Floyd against whoever that's supposed to be? Oh, that's supposed to be.
What makes the story even more incredible is that Pacquiao, even deep into his 40s, still refuses to fade quietly. His return against Mario Barrios reminded people that the old engine still has life in it. He may not be the same Manny who ripped through divisions at full force, but the instincts, the sharpness, and the competitive fire are still there. That's why fans keep paying attention every time his name comes up. He is one of those rare fighters whose legend never fully—
I wouldn't have loved to fight Pacquiao again because he kicked my ass. Sorry. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
You know what? So you had enough of Pacquiao, is what you're saying.
Oh, trust me. Right when I walked into the ring, I had enough of Pacquiao.
You thought that when you got in the ring?
Oh, well, Rich, this documentary, my gosh, it's sad too at the end because it shows the whole Pacquiao situation. I was getting beat up in training camp when preparing for Pacquiao. So I knew that was the end already for me because Pacquiao was just coming up.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was like the star in the making.
We see Pacquiao running the mountains every day with 50 people around him. He wants to be the first one, so he's killing himself. He's working his legs. He is a warrior, but at 48, his body can't take that much.
Age is just a number.
And I'll bet you Mayweather, people think, oh, Mayweather's out of shape. He's not training behind curtains. That doing workouts. That's not. That's just to be in shape. And I'll bet you.
Okay, we're here in wild card. We're going to Mission. Wild card.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, congratulations for your So soon I'm going to start training for Mayweather fight. Yes.
That is exactly why the noise around a possible Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch has become so loud. Reports have linked the date of September 19th, 2026, and the Sphere in Las Vegas to the fight, instantly making the boxing world sit up. On the surface, it sounds like the kind of sequel fans have debated for years, but beneath the excitement sits a deeper tension. Is this truly a real professional rematch? Is it a spectacle? Is it legacy? Is it money? Those questions matter because the first fight left many fans.
Yo, what's up, guys? I wasn't gonna do a clapback, but all the news on Mayweather-Pacquiao potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day. But I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can fucking take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul. Let's go!
The drama grew even hotter when talk began swirling that Floyd Mayweather may prefer the event to be framed as an exhibition rather than a full professional bout. That distinction changes everything. A professional fight means real stakes, real consequences, and real risk to the undefeated record that Floyd has protected his entire career. An exhibition lowers that danger. Naturally, critics jumped on the story immediately. Oscar de la Hoya was among those taking shots, suggesting that Floyd's perfect record may be exactly why he would.
I think he's scared of losing. I mean, he's scared of losing because that's his, his leverage for, to go around and have exhibition because of his undefeated record. But if that record will ruin, then what else that he can leverage for to go around and have an exhibition match?
I don't know much about the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what what they're really looking for. It's a dangerous fight because a guy like that beats you. It's, you just made somebody. But I don't know. I think that Team Pacquiao is smart enough to choose the right kind of fights, and at this point in his career at least. And they know. I mean, when people are going to tune in to watch Pacquiao fight, I will.
I'm curious now. You felt Danny's punch, and when I've talked to people, they always say that Manny's punch is a really stinging punch. It's a punch that stays with you.
Yeah.
How do you compare the two?
It's a different punch. I think Manny. I mean, I fought a lot of great punchers in my day, and everybody punches differently. And people always ask me, "Oh, does this guy hit hard?" Like, yeah, everybody hits hard.
Yeah.
Amir Khan hits hard. Is he the hardest puncher? No, but he hits hard. Everyone hits hard at this level. So it's just a different kind of punch. Manny's power is very surprising. He cuts good angles. You think you're safe, and you're not. I've overheard Tim Bradley talk about that too. Like, he just cuts such good angles and is able to generate power from those positions. So it's definitely different. Danny's power is more like spring-loaded. Kind of like almost like a Roy Jones-ish.
Okay.
Not so wide, but that kind of that like really just short whack. And kind of
a lot of torque.
Yeah.
I remember I asked Shane that same question, and Shane told me there was at one point where he's like, where the hell are all these punches coming from?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You guy moves and you lose him and you feel the vision, but like you think he's off balance, but he's not. He still is able to crack you.
Yeah.
Like what just hit